Brad Pitt didn't just step into a race car at 61, he became the machine, pulling 4Gs in a real F1 cockpit, driving over 6,000 miles on live racetracks, no stunt double, no excuses. And through it all, his body never broke down. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and filters, Pitt proves something radical. Aging well isn't luck. It's a system. Today we break down that system. 5 science-backed habits keeping Brad lean, sharp, and decades younger on the inside and out. Want to know how to age like an F1 driver, not a passenger? Let's dive in. Brad Pitt's secret weapon isn't a celebrity trainer or million-dollar supplements, it's consistency. For his F1 transformation, Brad stuck to just 3 structured workouts per week. No overtraining, no burnout? According to trainer Barry Sigrist, each session combined low-impact cardio and strength training, tailored for recovery and longevity. The goal wasn't to look shredded, it was to build a body that could handle the demands of real G-force driving and the wear and tear of long shoot days. Science backs this up. A 2022 meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week can reduce all-cause mortality by up to 31%. Brad's schedule hits that sweet spot enough to boost metabolism, preserve lean muscle, and support joint health without overloading the body. For men and women over 40, this approach is gold. It respects the body's recovery cycles while still pushing progress. Pitt didn't train to punish his body, he trained to preserve it. And that mindset shift from grind to sustain may be the real reason he looks 20 years younger. Aging well doesn't require perfection, just a rhythm you can repeat, week after week, year after year. In the high-stakes world of Formula One, your neck is your lifeline. Brad Pitt knew that stepping into a real F1 cockpit meant more than acting, it meant enduring forces that twist, torque, and compress your spine at every corner. That's why his training wasn't just about aesthetics. It was about survival. To prepare for G-forces up to 4 times his body weight, Brad's team incorporated targeted neck and core conditioning, something most people ignore until it's too late. These were not flashy six-pack routines. They were deeply functional movements designed to stabilize the cervical spine, brace the torso, and protect the nervous system. Think planks, anti-rotation holds, band-resisted neck flexion, and isometric training. These exercises didn't just help Brad survive track day stress, they kept his posture strong, his back pain-free, and his movement smooth under extreme pressure. Now here's the kicker, you don't need to drive 200 miles per hour to benefit from this. A weak core is one of the leading causes of low back pain and poor mobility after age 40. A 2023 review in Frontiers in Physiology linked core weakness to higher fall risk, reduced balance, and even slower cognitive processing. Neck health matters too. As we age, poor posture, especially from phones and computers, compresses the cervical spine, leading to tension headaches, nerve impingements, and fatigue. Brad's focus on neck resilience? It's something every desk worker should adopt. Brad didn't train abs to show them off. He trained his core to hold everything else together. That's the difference between fitness for show and fitness for life. Want to stay upright, balanced, and mobile into your 60s? Strengthen your core, stabilize your spine. Your future self will thank you. Brad Pitt didn't just train in a gym, he trained for the real world. For his Formula One role, the workouts had to match the intensity of driving a custom-built race car at terrifying speeds. That meant more than just looking fit. Brad needed functional strength, grip endurance, reaction timing, dynamic flexibility, and the ability to handle hours of repetitive motion inside a vibrating cockpit. And the only way to prepare for that? Real-world conditioning. On set, Brad and co-star Damson Idris didn't use green screens, they drove real cars. Over 6,000 miles on live racetracks, wearing heavy fireproof suits, handling heat, dehydration, and physical strain, all while staying mentally sharp. Their bodies had to operate like precision machines under pressure. Brad's training reflected that. Instead of just lifting weights, he focused on movements that translate to real-life agility, kettlebell swings, rotational cable pulls, sled pushes, balance drills, and loaded carries. These improve not just strength but neuromuscular coordination and joint integrity, especially vital as we age. Functional training like this builds a body that works, not just one that flexes, and the health benefits go deep. A 2021 study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults who engaged in functional resistance training showed significant improvements in bone density, grip strength, and fall prevention within 12 weeks. Brad didn't train to impress, he trained to endure. And that's the lesson here. Aesthetic fitness fades, but movement quality and joint resilience are what keep you independent, pain-free, and capable for life. If you want to age like Brad, don't just work out, train for the world you live in. At 61, Brad Pitt isn't chasing intensity, he's chasing longevity. And the secret weapon in his fitness routine? It's not what you might expect. While many actors dive into punishing HIIT workouts or flashy circuits, Brad took a smarter path, low-intensity steady-start cardio, or LISS. Most of his workouts began with 30 to 45 minutes on the cross-trainer, moving at a steady, controlled pace. No racing the clock, no maxing out, just deliberate effort that built endurance without stress. His trainer, Barry Sigrist, explained, "A lot of people think cardio means intense effort every time. But with Brad, we focused on low-impact, consistent sessions. It was about keeping his energy systems efficient without draining him. This kind of cardio does more than burn calories. It protects your heart, joints, and nervous system." A 2021 study in the Journal of Cardiovascular Aging found that regular low-intensity aerobic exercise improves arterial elasticity, lowers blood pressure, and enhances mitochondrial health, key indicators of biological youth. And because LISS activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and restore mode, it also promotes better sleep, hormone balance, and recovery. That's especially important after 40, when stress and inflammation have more impact on our longevity. Brad's goal wasn't to look shredded, it was to function under pressure. For his F1 movie, he wasn't just acting in a car, he was driving one. Enduring long hours on live racetracks, wearing fire-retardant suits, battling heat, and staying mentally sharp. That kind of physical demand requires sustainable stamina, not short bursts of performance. As Sigrist put it, we were training for sustainability. Brad had to perform under pressure, on and off set. That meant building stamina, not just peak power. The beauty of this approach: it's accessible to everyone. You don't need a Hollywood gym or fancy gear. Just 30 minutes of walking, cycling, or even light swimming each day can replicate the same benefits Brad achieved. And the mental edge? Undeniable. LISS offers a meditative space where thoughts slow down, breath becomes rhythmic, and the nervous system resets. For Brad, this wasn't just physical prep, it was emotional regulation. In a world addicted to intensity, Brad Pitt proved something radical. You don't have to go harder to get better. You just have to go smarter. And for heart health, fat loss, and graceful aging, this kind of cardio might be the key you've been missing. Brad Pitt isn't fighting aging, he's working with it. And the secret behind his longevity? Minimalist training done with precision. At 61, Brad doesn't follow the more is better approach. He trains just 3 times a week, combining strength, work, mobility, and cardio in balanced, efficient sessions. According to his trainer Barry Sigrist, the focus was always on quality over quantity. We weren't trying to destroy him, we were trying to build a foundation he could sustain. That philosophy is what makes Brad's fitness so effective and so replicable. Rather than chasing visible muscle or max lift, the goal was long-term durability. Exercises like squats, rows, and loaded carries built functional strength. Mobility drills protected his joints. And recovery wasn't optional, it was sacred. A 2022 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that adults over 60 who strength trained 2 to 3 times a week not only preserved muscle mass but significantly reduced the risk of metabolic disease, osteoporosis, and cognitive decline. Sigrist designed Brad's plan to allow full recovery between sessions. That meant smarter training, not harder training, plenty of sleep, balanced nutrition, no ego, just longevity. As Sigrist put it, we train for resilience physically and mentally. Brad's routine was built around keeping him sharp, mobile, and energetic without overloading the system. The lesson here is clear. You don't need 6-day splits or endless reps to stay strong into your 60s. You need smart programming, consistency, and recovery baked into the process. Brad's not trying to reverse time. He's aging on purpose with control, strategy, and grace. And that's a model we can all follow. Physical strength means little without mental clarity, and Brad Pitt knows that better than most. During the intense filming of his Formula One movie, Brad wasn't just driving fast, he was performing under extreme pressure, heat, and physical strain. To handle that, his training didn't stop at the muscles. It extended into the mind. His trainer, Barry Sigrist, emphasized that mental focus was a huge part of Brad's prep. We trained his body, but we also created space for him to reset, to stay calm and sharp under pressure. For Brad, that meant structured routines, deep recovery, and mindfulness practices embedded in his day. Even his low-intensity cardio sessions doubled as moving meditation, a time to process, to reset, to disconnect from chaos. Brad Pitt didn't stumble into vitality at 61, he engineered it. With just 3 workouts a week, low-impact cardio, targeted core strength, minimalist resistance training, and mindful recovery, he's built a body that doesn't just survive, it performs. And the key? Sustainability. Real wellness isn't about perfection. It's about alignment between body, mind, and lifestyle. You don't need a movie role or personal trainer to follow this path. You just need a plan rooted in consistency, recovery, and long-game thinking. So here's your invitation. Start aging smarter, starting today. And if you want more science-backed health strategies from the world's most resilient minds and bodies, subscribe now. Tap the bell. This isn't just about looking younger. It's about living better. The science backs it up. A 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that combining regular physical activity with breath-focused recovery improves mood, reduces anxiety, and enhances cognitive performance, especially in adults over 50. Brad's ability to remain present and mentally agile on set wasn't an accident, it was trained. Sigrist also noted that we weren't just building performance, we were building presence. Brad had to show up physically and mentally, and the training reflected that. His program included deliberate recovery protocols, breath work, stretching, and downtime after training to bring the nervous system back into balance. The result? Not just a fit body, but a focused, resilient mind. In a culture obsessed with doing more, Brad mastered the art of slowing down. And in doing so, he gained something far more powerful: mental clarity, emotional balance, and energy that lasts. That's the true definition of wellness and the final piece of aging well.